Let's start this election out by saying one thing. Mind your own damn business. Your life, your freedoms have to do with you. They don't have to do with other people. If other people are making choices, their freedoms, who they want to be with, what they want to do with their time, and all that other stuff, and it's not hurting you directly, it's none of your freaking business. So when we start judging people based on our own preferences and beliefs, we're putting their lives in danger because we think our feelings are more important than theirs. And what gives us the right to actually feel that way? What gives us the right, men, to make determinations about women's bodies and women's choices when we have nothing to do with not only that woman, but her choices? What makes a room full of men and make these decisions that can literally cost any mother her life? All it takes is one medical issue, and you won't be able to get life-saving treatment. Women are dying way too often from preventable issues. But because of these laws, these bans, these no exceptions, there are women, 12-year-old girls, 10-year-old girls. 12-year-old girl got assaulted by her uncle, impregnated. It was right after the ban was passed, so the mom took the girl to the doctor, and they couldn't figure out whether or not and the law was so new and the penalties were so bad, doctors were told that if they perform these procedures under any circumstances, no exceptions whatsoever, you will not only lose your license to practice medicine, but you will also be, prosecuted as a murderer. Which a doctor trying to save a woman's life is not going to, I don't need all that other stuff. So they won't do, just to be safe, the procedure. So since it was untested, this 10-year-old was forced to carry the child to term in a state that also got rid of school lunches, school breakfasts, the free meal programs for kids whose families are struggling. That same state that forces her to have this child and have a daily reminder of getting assaulted by a family member, and no charges were filed because it's not taken seriously, I guess. But now she's forced. And there's women that have medical issues that because they are being forced to carry the child, it's doing damage to them in the process, which is why they weren't supposed to get pregnant anyway. That causes problems after the baby's born as well, and sometimes those problems leave the mother sterile, so she can't have any more kids. Men have no idea about any of that unless they have personal interest in it, if they experienced it with their loved ones or whatever. But taking the choice away from a mom when it literally could mean her survival. How can you even think of putting that person in office? How can you even think about that? I mean, seriously, Republicans. That alone, even taking away IVF treatment, then as soon as everyone bitched about it, then he likes it again. He's the father of IVF. Seriously, how? Why does there have to be anything else to get you not to vote for him? That alone is kind of important. You want to get in all to the other stuff, then that's fine too. But women's rights should be important to you, male and female Republicans. Where'd that question come from? Oh yeah, Heritage Foundation. Wanted to get rid of it for a long time. All it took was a Trump and a couple of Supreme Court judges. The same Supreme Court that got rid of the Chevron doctrine that gives scientists the ability to actually make determinations whether or not poison could kill us. They're doing stuff like that too. If the women's right thing isn't enough for you to not vote Republican, they're doing that too. You do realize taking women's rights to choose is literally unaliving them. You okay? Do you have a daughter or a woman in your life that you love? God, I hope so. But this is what you want to give them? This is your contribution to their lives and your granddaughters' lives? People, how much once his promises that he's been spewing about what he wants to do with clearing out 100,000 people from the government that are in the deep state, i.e. anyone who's Democrat, firing them, I'm sure without benefits, and replacing him with people who will just yes him to death and do anything he commands. Are you remembering who Donald Trump is? Can you step back and take a look at that and say that's the guy that you're pushing for? That will call all the shots and blind legions of soldiers? Just like Lil Kim, just like Vladimir Putin, just like President Xi. But yeah, taking women's rights away wasn't a big enough step to get you to think twice about supporting this man. You're alone in that voting booth. There's no one there. Just you. Make the right decision. This country needs it. If you're not sure, play it safe. If you're not sure by now, what the fuck is wrong with you? But if you haven't been paying attention, recognize you haven't been paying attention. And you should have been paying attention, because then you wouldn't be undecided. You wouldn't know for sure you're not following him down that rabbit hole and taking all of us with him. The country needs us united to look out for what's best and play it safe just in case.